Aisha is a student that uses Shopee as pay later, but for only emergencies.
Okay, I will pay off this in 3 months. No interest, I'm on time.
Nisa used Shopee as pay later during big sale. All but with pay later, it feels easy and stress-free until...
Oh my god, I have 400 ringgit to pay next month. I just realized it. Hi, welcome to our video. And our project is about Shopee as pay later.
A buy now, pay later service that become very popular among Malaysian youth.
But is it really helpful? Or is it putting us into debt without us realizing it? Hi everyone! Today I will be talking about something that popular among our Malaysian youth, which is buy now and pay later, or it is often called as pay later. This method actually helps you to buy a lot of things immediately and pay for them later. Sounds convenient, right? But let's dig deeper to see if it's a really safe way for a budget or a trap waiting for you. What is BNPL? BNPL is a financial service that helps you to purchase now and pay over time, sometimes over a few weeks and over a few months. And the best part is, if you pay on time, you have no interest at all. So this BNPL is more appealing rather than buying using credit card or cash. So I already placed the order and I have no interest at all. There are several reasons why BNPL is popular among Malaysian youth. The first one is it is easy to use. You just need to sign up and then check out. And the second one is it gives a feeling financial freedom. Imagine you just need to buy anything that you want, especially latest of iPhone, trendy clothes without worrying any money. But here's where the story changes. If you miss a payment, most BNPL platforms will charge you late fees, and these fees add up so fast. What starts as a small 100 ringgit purchase can balloon into the much bigger debt. Worse still, some companies report their missed payments to a credit agencies. That could hurt your credit score, making it harder to get loan, rent a house, or even apply for a job in the future. And in more serious cases, debt collector might get involved. There's a heavy consequences for buying a pair of sneakers or a phone you didn't really need. So, is the NPL a smart budgeting tool or a debt trap? Honestly, it depends. If the user have responsibility, the NPL can help you manage your expenses, avoid credit card interest, and keep your cash flow healthy. But without discipline and awareness, it can easily lead to the overspending, debt, and long-term financial trouble. That's why it's important to young people in Malaysia to understand both sides of BNPL before clicking the buy now. So, is the NPL a smart budgeting tool or a debt trap?
We conducted a short survey with 3 university students who actively use Shopee as pay later. We used Google Forms to get their response and learn more about their spending habits and experience, like whether they have faced late fees or how they feel about using buy now pay later service. Then we interview a financial advisor to get a professional perspective. We ask if pay later helps with budgeting or actually encourage overspendings among young adults. Curious to hear what they said? Let's dive in and see what we found.
So, as stated from PR before, an online survey was conducted through Google Form to analyze how young users interact with pay later.
This survey is about 3 university students aged from 22 to 25 years old, which are Aisyah Farhana, 25 years old, Adriana Nabihah, 22 years old, and Fatih Natasha, 22 years old. So, for the first chart, it is a pie chart which the question asks, how often do you usually use the escalator form? From the chart, we can see that 2 of them stated that they only use the escalator occasionally, which means that they only use when needed.
Occasionally.
For example, during emergencies, during big promotions or big purchases. One of them stated that they use the escalator monthly,
Every month.
which we can say that they use the escalator as their monthly commitment to manage their financial situation. So, for the second chart, which is a bar chart, and the question asks, what do you usually use escalator for? So, from the chart, we can see that all 3 of them use escalator for online shopping,
I buy what I desire.
For shopping. For stationery stuff.
which typically align with buy now, pay later's behaviors. One of them use escalator for printer stuff, and another one of them use the escalator for stationery stuff, which we can say that they utilize the service for practical purchases rather than leisure purchases. So, the third chart is a pie chart, which the question asks, have you ever missed a payment before? So, typically align with buy now, pay later's behaviors. One of them use escalator for printer stuff, and another one of them use the escalator for stationery stuff, which we can say that they utilize the service for practical purchases rather than leisure purchases. So, the third chart is a pie chart, which the question asks, have you ever missed a payment before? So, from the chart, we can see that 2 of them have never missed a payment before, which we can say that they are responsible users who do not take advantage of the service provided. One of them stated that they have missed a payment before.
I think it's once I have to pay extra 20 ringgit.
Where she may not have good reminders of the due date, or she may have poor financial management. So, the first chart is a bar chart, which the question asks, how many times have you missed the payment before? So, from the chart, we can see that they have missed the payment only once before. So, we can state that the missed payment before this were likely accidental or just one-time event only. So, the fifth chart is a bar chart, which the question asks, is escalator convenient during emergencies or not? So, as you guys can see for this chart, it is unanimous rating, which all 3 of them agrees that escalator is convenient during emergencies.
It's really good because I can get the product without any payment and can get the product as soon as possible.
It's good for students. It helps us to buy things that we need urgent.
Very good because when we need something very fast.
From this, we can say that escalator is being seen as reliable financial and trusted service when unexpected event occurs. So, for the sixth chart, which is also a bar chart, which the question asks whether escalator encourage you to overspend or not. So, from the chart, we can see that 2 of them feel neutral about this issue. This shows that even with all of the service provided by escalator, they still manage to use the service well enough without overspending. But one of them agrees that using escalator will cause them to overspend, which is not shocking as it aligns with the common BNPL services which always lead them to overspending. So for the seventh chart, which is a bar chart, which the question asks whether escalator helping them to buy things when they do not have enough money or not. So, one of them just feel neutral about this issue, which might be they don't really see the advantage or the benefits provided by escalator, or they might be someone from good financial background. So, from the other two, one of them agrees with the issue and another one of them strongly agree with this issue. So, we can see that they see the benefit or the advantage provided by escalator where they can use the service comfortably even when they do not have enough money. Now we move forward to the last chart, which is also a bar chart, and the question asked is whether escalator makes them forget to pay or not. From the chart, we can see that all three of them have different opinion. one of them disagrees with this issue, which we can say that they are aware of their payment obligation and able to manage their payment well. So another one of them just feel neutral about this issue, which they might have missed the payment once or twice before but not recurring event. And another one of them agree that SPayLater will make them forget to pay, which also align with BNPL services, which lead them to lack the sense of urgency, hence making them forget to pay.
We interviewed a financial advisor who shared that buy now pay later service like Shopee SPayLater can be helpful for a student needs to buy essentials such as stationery or other stuff, especially when their income are low. Since many buy now pay later platforms don't charge interest if paid on time, they can be a useful short-term tool. However, the expert warned us that easy access to credit can lead to overspending, with students often buying things they don't really need.
Melebihi what you are supposed to.
Missed payment can result in late fees and growing debt. The advisor emphasized 4 key tips. Use buy now pay later only when necessary. Understand the repayment terms and consequences. Track all your purchases to stay on top of your obligations. And lastly, avoid use multiple buy now pay later plans that could overwhelm our budget.
So, based on our survey and expert interview, it's very clear that Shopee SPayLater very popular among young people, especially students. They said they really like it because they do not have to pay everything upfront and it's very easy to use it. This matches what we found in Malay Mail 2024, where they reported that many Malaysian youth like to use the BNPL during emergency expenses or even during online sale 11th of November. One of our respondents even said that she used the BNPL for buy raya clothes for her family. But it's not all positive. 2 out of 3 students in our survey have said they missed their payments before.
I have one time missed to pay.
It stated in the Each Malaysian 2023 stated as a lot of young users has lost their track of spending and get hit with the penalties fees. Our expert also mentioned that BNPL is very useful for students to help them buy unnecessary items such as electronic or textbook.
By having this BNPL, for students, dia boleh beli anything.
But it's very risky to people that use for impulse buy. It stated in AKPK 2020, which is a lot of students does not track their daily expenses. And according to OECD 2022, a lot of youth lack of financial literacy. This is connect with what we saw. A lot of students did not fully understand the risk of late payments or how fast the BNPL can add up. So, overall, for our finding and from our expert opinion, have the same opinion. BNPL can be useful or helpful if you use carefully. Without a good budgeting, it's become a problem. One of the main challenges in our study is the small participant. We only interview 3 students in university, so the result does not fully represent all Malaysian youth. Another thing is our data is most focused on opinion and experience. It shows more qualitative, not fully numbers or statistics, but we still think it's okay because we still got honest insight from real users, and from our expert opinion, it have a good balance. If we have more time to survey a bigger group, we could have include more survey or even compare to another big BNPL platform. So let's move on to recommendation.
SPayLater seems super convenient, right? But if you're a student like me, here what you really need to know to use it wisely. Buy now, pay later services can be helpful, especially for important stuff like textbook or emergencies. But based on our survey and expert interview, many students are using it for things they just want, not need. That's where the problem starts. If you miss a payment, it's not just a small fee. You could face a late charge, and worse, like your credit score could take a hit. That affect your future loans, even your chance of getting a car or house someday. But don't worry, here's how you can stay on track. First, only use BNPL for essential. Second, set as reminder or use on apps to track due dates. Third, don't treat like a free money, because it's not. Okay? So, Shopee could also do better. They should show full payment schedule before checkout, send reminder, and even add a budgeting further in the apps. A lot of us want to manage our payment, but we don't have the right tools.
And what about the government? We think Bank Negara Malaysia should step in with rules like spending limit for under 25 years old and clearer info about late fees. Financial education campaign in universities also could make a big difference too.
Now, I will explain more about ideas for improving financial outcome through fintechs. Managing money as a student can be tough. With PTPTN loans, allowance, or part-time jobs, every ringgit counts. That's why a fintech tool designed for students should focus on simple budgeting and saving. Imagine an app that tracks daily expenses like food, transport, study materials, and send alert when you are close to your spending limit. It could also help students set saving goals like buying a new laptop or planning a semester break. Even better, the apps could offer smart suggestions based on local price and student spending habits. Forget boring lesson, this app could include short, fun modules in both Malay and English. Students could learn how that works, the importance of saving, and how important their credit score. It could also further group savings, student discount, and even part-time job opportunities. With these tools, students can build strong money habits, reduce stress, and get ready for a brighter financial future.
From our research, we learned that BNPL service like SPayLater can be both helpful and risky. For some students, it's a smart way to manage short-term expenses, but for others, it leads to overspending and late payment problems. At the end of the day, it depends on how you use it, with a proper awareness and discipline. SPayLater can be useful budgeting tool, but without planning, it can easily turn into the debt trap. Thank you for watching our video, and we hope this helped more people use the NPL service with responsibility.